Yeah, Drosky, is this thing on? Are we live? Is everything working okay?
Yeah, we're live. We're good.
Are you, hold on, testing? What, can you hear me, Ack?
I can hear you, Clear Mouse.
Well, then, good, because if you can hear me and I can hear you, that means, it's time for another exciting race!
This is gonna be pretty exciting. Do you have a favorite, Clear Mouse?
Dude, I have a very, very specific favorite because the person that I expect to win this is gonna win the whole dang tournament, according to my prediction, and he wouldn't prove me
Really?
wrong. And that is the guy that is sporting your name in his title screen.
Does Buane think that I come for free? Because I do have service charges.
Oh, what are those? I would actually like to know. For
I mean, I hear that some mice like apples and chocolate.
Apples and chocolate. Well, that's what it's going to take to free act today, Buane. So hopefully you're going to find those today. And you know what? We might actually find those because this is a randomizer, so who knows what we're going to
Oh yeah, that's true. There does exist apples in Hyrule. Not in the rain state though. It looks like we're ready to go. Half a heart, quarter of a heart piece. Right here inside our house so far.
And yeah, because we're doing this like standard thing, but like, you know, you gotta go through a dungeon and there's guards you gotta beat up, but like, you know, we are not gonna be beating up people with our bare hands, so our uncle's gonna give us a weapon, but this is randomizer, so it doesn't have to be a sword. It's just gotta be something that'll do damage. Equally to green and blue guards, might I add, there's no discrimination here, but honestly, you might be thinking I'm a liar because he always gives you a sword, right?
You know, that sword is gonna make Buane pretty happy. I hear that he does like to run some sort of no major glitches category, and he's probably pretty good at it, so getting a sword is probably gonna be right up his wheelhouse. Did we just see a glove too as well?
We did just see a glove also. Nice. Alright. Now if we want, we can just save and quit, and we can go back to Link's house and farm the rock and get bombs for escape.
Does that still show up?
Yeah, and I think a save and quit won't take us to Link's house. And honestly, I don't know if it shows up or not.
I think probably in the beginning of Hyrule Castle. I think that's what happens, because that's what happens when you die. It's not like any of us have ever died in Escape, right, Ak?
Yeah, it feels baguette, man. Is all I'm gonna say about that one.
Oh man, too soon, Ak. Too soon. So speaking of that sword comfort, you know, so we've got some pretty good spin strats here. And the first key guard for the blue guard, very familiar, of course, for
might I add, they both did the exact same strat. So I suppose that means that Dazed is just as efficient in MG as Buane is. So
okay,
so a very even match.
Okay, so we're just gonna expect a 123 coming out of dazedcloud right after this, right?
Both of them? Well, yeah,
yes.
It's 123, maybe in just this seed.
Well, I mean, I hope they find the boots soon, if that's the case.
Yeah. If they get a 123 in this seed, like, I don't know, I'll post it to the NMG world record.
Okay, that's true. Yeah,
I know one of the mods, dude. I might be able to pull some strings.
We'll be on the lookout for all this.
Yeah.
So did pick up bombos, which arguably is probably the most useful. Medallion's a little bit. He's a little bit trouble with that green guard.
And believe it or not, fencing with the guard before you kill the ball and chain is not one of the common
not part of the.
No.
Well, I mean, ideally you would just like not get the guard's attention, and then he would just leave you alone, so you wouldn't have to deal with any of that. But I guess Buane is he's just too famous, you know?
Yeah, either that or you know, he's no ninja. He was stomping too hard when he came in there. Whereas dazedcloud, you know, a little bit more dainty. We have a princess rescuing a princess, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're me. What's going on? Dude? It's just
yeah, in an alternate game series, or yeah. I mean, I think that's Twilight Princess Zelda as opposed to Link to the Past Zelda.
Okay. I actually had no idea. I only know one Zelda, and it's this 2D top-down version, and anything else is blasphemous.
Yeah, no. it looks like actually, even with some Green Guard interference, Buane does have a very slight lead coming out of Escape. It's almost as if, you know, he has done Escape, like, often.
Yeah, but dazedcloud has twice as much magic as Buane does, and that could be a
Oh
factor.
yeah, no, that's
Like
no,
if
that's the point.
dazedcloud wanted to cast Bombos in that room to blow up all the rats, he can do it. Buane can't.
Unless, of course, one of the enemies end up dropping something. Actually, speaking of which, have we seen any drops so far?
They have 5 arrows.
Okay, that is
I'll
not
admit,
helpful.
we've been talking about nonsense. Maybe you're supposed to pay attention to the race. I haven't. But you know what doesn't matter? Because we got a bomb from that first rat we kill.
Yeah, no, that's actually really good news for Buane, of course. We're going to be able to get the back of Escape on his side, and dazedcloud, and hopefully he's going to get something. I mean, it looked like it was with, like, the first drop, right, from this prize pack?
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like Daze has to farm very hard.
I wonder, I would assume that he's aware of that, given that he's not killing any of these ropes. So maybe he's aware that the bombs are going to be in the rat prize pack. I suppose, I have no idea what would have tipped him off that there were bombs in that pack.
Yeah, maybe it was the first, you know, bomb drop that was in that prize pack that, you know.
But he didn't get one. How did he know?
Oh.
Wow, I have no idea. But yeah, it doesn't matter. He got his bombs.
Yeah,
I'm just like
and
trying
then
to figure out if I was missing something here. I learn something new every time I watch this game. I'm not as smart as Actabooker.
Well, you know, these are 123 runners, or mouse. Like,
That's
you know,
true too,
they know something, so.
It's a very good point.
Yeah, you know, yeah, so Daze looks like actually he decided to kind of farm the rat's nest, I guess, up in the upper corner, and he managed to get a 4-bomb drop in addition to some of the single ones, so he should be all good to go for Kakariko. Buane probably wants to find another bomb or two, but maybe, you know, he'll just get lucky in the village.
Yeah, maybe Buane just doesn't care. You know, he's trying to go fast. He's not trying to spend the whole day killing rats. Especially when he knows who's on commentary. He probably thinks that might be really rude, so he's just gonna skip out on that.
How considerate. I mean, you know, he wants the free act, right? He doesn't want to kill any more extra mice or rats. Yeah,
very kind to the commentary team today.
Alright, so I don't know if this is actually Buane's, like, you know, typical route without boots. To check to skip Lumberjack. Looks like Daze is actually gonna do something very similar.
I think it's very standard for him. Oh, passing up on that boomerang. Boy, you might regret that, man. It can be useful. And you know what? He's just gonna get bombs over here the pacifist way. But murdering that bird because he was a jerk.
Well, you know, Buane is very used to murdering birds in his MG routing, so maybe this is just like second nature to him at this point.
Oh yeah. I guess that's very true. He's, you know, he's thinking about his pod money right now, so...
Yeah, I mean, you know, 50 rupees certainly early on is nothing to sneeze at. We are going to be able to afford bombs if we want, even though it looks like we got plenty. But that's a little bit closer to bottle money.
My man Dave's grabbing the boomerang, though. He knows what's up. I mean, it does cloud your quick swap, but, man, you know, you could have a seed where that boomerang might be useful, and you don't know yet. This is Randomizer. What if you want to hit a switch and you can't?
That actually has come into play, actually, quite a few times. Maybe Buane just didn't want that red boomerang because he's not used to it as much, because, you know, like, he is very familiar with that blue boomerang, so maybe he's just holding out.
What if you want to hold out your sword and, like, spam that boomerang and reset your Ancilla because you killed Armos because you want to do a fake tipper, you know? Like, I mean,
so this, I mean, I mean, this sounds like this is a pretty galaxy brain here.
Yeah, I think that honestly the boomerang pickup is going to be the difference maker in this race.
At least so far it is. Looks like we're not going to worry about too much about money though. We got plenty. We got another 50 and another couple of, you know, random blues here in Blind Hut.
Yeah, as soon as we got the 50, they were pretty much set. Pretty much exactly 50 rupees in the pots here in Kakariko and Blind's Hideout. So, unless you're like, you know, doing more future thinking, then maybe money is worthwhile. But who cares about that, dude? Just go fast. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, I would really like to see boots soon. You know, we did start with that really nice sword, you know, from our uncle. You know, what better way to be able to use it, you know, than to be able to dash around with it?
Well, I mean, you gotta go get that green pendant from Eastern Palace and turn
Oh
it into
gosh,
Sakurala,
dude.
so...
Yeah, you know, the clock is ticking for Buane, because normally, you know, in an MG, you get boots by 11 minutes, and he doesn't have much time left.
I mean, as far as I know, Kakariko, well, was vanilla because there was literally nothing in there, so...
Yeah, other than that glove that we got earlier, you know, escape is pretty loaded. This village so far, though, we haven't seen much of anything.
Nope. Got the early mushroom, early powder, that's always very exciting to see. Don't have to worry about, you know, saving one, deleting the other, nonsense shenanigans. You get them both literally right at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, and I certainly would not be surprised to see if people decide to take a, you know, fake flipper whirlpool over to the witch's hut immediately and turn that in.
Or maybe we could just get another glove and then we could do a fake flipper into, I don't know, Ice
Palace?
Palace?
That certainly hasn't been a difference maker in any of the races we've seen before. Of course not, no.
I mean, well, it didn't happen, but like, if I see another
Hammer and Ice
with Hammer and Ice when we get the earliest Mitts, Bombos, and Sword. Oh lord.
Yeah, so I guess like Buane must have checked the library early, and I guess we got confirmation on dazedcloud side that it was just bombs. So yeah, super empty.
Yeah, literally nothing
village.
except a waste of time. I don't know. We got some more bombs to, you know, feel good about life, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's probably not worth it at this point though, because you know, aren't the the bushcrafts just giving them out like for free at this point?
Well, we did get a 300, I suppose, and we got that glove, so maybe, you know, we gotta be a little worried about Zora. Dazed over here, trying to line up on that pixel there to get the fake.
Oh, dude! Did you see that? I mean, Clear Mouse. That was the Titan's inside the dam.
We did get the. Oh my god!
Okay, we're going.
I missed it. I was watching this fake flipper. All right, Buane, let's go. Ice Palace. You might be thinking, though, how can he go into Ice Palace? We don't have a Moon Pearl. Well, you get a one dungeon use only Moon Pearl. The only thing you have to do is just go in and literally give your soul to the freezer.
Soul? What soul? No.
Yeah, you literally hug him. He will suck your soul, and then you get a one-time Moon Pearl for Ice Palace usage. No refunds.
Dude, I would be so amazed if we could actually see that.
I mean, so would I.
Dude, that was such a nice mini Moldorf game. Also on Buane's side, like he just dropped a couple bombs and like they just exploded.
I'm not giving Buane any credit for how nice that was, though. All the credit is gonna go to the Moldorms. They're the ones that made that happen.
Oh.
Buane deserves zero credit for that. Because those are little wily devils. They can go wherever they freaking please, and they decided to go to his bombs because they were nice.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Like, mini Moldorms don't have to cooperate with you at all to just look at Tower of Para, like, or any of the other times. Alright, so we did see Daze turn in that mushroom. Unfortunately, it was actually just a green 20, so as far as we know, it is our first of 2 male upgrades that we're not going to be able to see this game.
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose you're right. That's what that would have to be, actually. I was running through the numbers myself in my head.
Yeah, looks like also a couple maybe other differences. Daze took the time to pick up that bug net. Could actually be pretty important, and we're getting our first, looks like, map check at the 12.5-minute mark between 2 runners. And of course,
and honestly, I like took a nap as they did that, so I have no idea what just happened. I've like been power napping a lot lately, so.
I mean, you know, so luckily our tracker Drossi, I'm sure, was paying apt attention to be able to just mark those, you know, crystal prizes, you know, like for us, like on the tracker, so we don't have to think anymore or go back and watch the VOD.
And I just want to do a shout out to Daze that was an excellent usage of bombos. It hit every single one of those mini Moldorms in the room, and it was because he did his due diligence and picked up 2 magic pots. So, great job, Daze. It was beautiful. Excellent form. He did a little spin just to entertain. Incredible. No complaints here.
I do enjoy using the medallion, and if we only could see that use of medallion inside Ice Palace, that would be even sweeter.
Yeah, that'd be really good too.
So actually, we did see, you know, a confirmation on Daze side as well. So we got the lamp, which means, unfortunately, Clear Mouse, you know, I can't use my mode to show them that we can't, you know, do dark rooms today. And we picked up that flute. Actually, Buane looks
You want to
like
go
he's
just
gonna
commentate another seed? You know what? This one's
You're
already
right,
done.
you're right.
You can go check out another one. See you later, guys. Alright, there's a pendant in Eastern, a 5-6 at Desert, and a crystal at Hera. I caught it that time.
Good job. Good job, Clear Mouse.
Oh, no problem. Good for something sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, with that flute, you know, so, and that lamp, so we do have logical access here, up here, Death Mountain, and this old man that we're gonna rescue. Hopefully he'll have something good for us.
I don't know. I was really thinking with, like, flute, lamp, sword, all of that pretty much leads to going into Ice Palace and doing a Super Bunny revival, but I guess Buane wants to go check out Old Man instead.
Something about staying in logic so far? I don't know.
It's just a moon pearl, you're gonna find it eventually.
Wait. Wait, oh, where's Buane going?
He just wanted to rescue the old man real quick.
Oh, okay, okay.
Not wanting to commit all the way up to Spectacle Rock to check that out. Just in case the mirror is like someplace free over here in the Saha's Hut. Speaking of, there's a bow over in Nina's cave.
Holy cow, that's a good find for Dazed. So Eastern, of course, is a pendant. What else would you expect from the early bow? Albeit that bow location is kind of...
I mean, that's early is, you know, quite a discrepancy amongst runners for that bow location. So that could be early. That could be after Ganon's Tower. It really just depends on, you know, who's in this race. With the early flute, though, I don't think it'll be so bad.
Yeah, but at least so Dace does have the option of full clearing Eastern Palace. It is completely 100% logic. We got that lamp to see all the rooms in the palace, regardless of where that big key could be. I don't know. I mean, like, would you go in?
I don't know. I'd probably be trying to go to Thieves Town right now because that's where, you know, the boots are gonna be. Because we gotta turn those in. This is a vanilla seed. We've already said that we're doing an NMG run.
Oh no, that's an excellent point.
Daze is in an interesting position. He has Ice Rod Cave, he's got Old Man, he's got Spectacle Rock, and I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think so. I know Buane checked Ice Rock Cave with that flute. I don't remember what he got, but I don't think it was important.
Yeah, I don't think Daze had been over to Ice Rock Cave, but maybe he did, and I was mistaken too.
Oh, sorry, I meant Buane. I was looking at Buane's screen.
No, you said Buane.
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind.
I was just like, you know, crossing my T's, dotting my I's in case dazedcloud rewatches this. He was like, I checked Ice Rod Cave. I'm gonna send Clear Mouse 9 paragraphs telling him to watch the VOD better. Yeah.
No, that
not that he's been known to do that. I'm just making stuff up right now because I'm being silly. Well, it's probably not the cane you're looking for, but that's Beard right at the start. Buane is following right behind Dazed as well. Not gonna check Spectacle Rock. Gonna do Eastern instead also.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is reasonable, right? Because like we don't have the mirror or anything, right? So we can take a peek at least I was supposed on top. But really, like walking all the way up to Spectacle Rock for one item check, maybe you know you could try and save that for a little later.
Well, it depends what that item is.
No, that's also very true. It could be something pretty useful. Like I mean, you know, it's we've definitely seen progression, not caring where or how inconvenient you are in order to get to there.
And going off for like, you know, one item checks doesn't really seem that bad too, because I imagine one item can really make all the difference for them for their next choice, given that, you know, if it's like Moon Pearl or something, doesn't really feel that bad as a one-off check.
If it's Moon Pearl, we're going to Ice Palace, right?
If you get the Moon Pearl, then it's too late. There's no point.
Oh, okay.
That's item number 2 very early.
Yeah, we did see a chest turn though from Buane. I didn't actually know if he actually attempted many chest turns, but you know, I guess we're gonna get some of this round.
No, he's just trying to live up to the Banta and Walter legacy, and those are gonna be tough shoes to fill. Honestly, I don't think he's ready for that one yet. Just stick to NMG, okay, Buane? Leave the chest turns to us. It's all we got.
Yeah, it looks like the key today is going to be vanilla. Unfortunately or fortunately, but we did see 2 items so far in Easter Palace, so.
Yeah, I feel like this is where it gets a little weird for me too. Like, get 2 items or nothing, and then you're doing this whole entire walk to get a vanilla big key, and then if you get, you know, the other dungeon item in the big chest, and you're like, man, I just spent like 3 minutes, you know, looking for this last item. Maybe I should have just went and checked Spectacle Rock.
Well, I guess Moment of Truth is going to come up, at least first on dazedcloud side. We're going to see what's in the big chest. And this is, you know, this Eastern isn't even vanilla, right? It's just a regular pendant, right? So it's like, you don't even have even that much of an incentive to even, like, go in and turn it in immediately.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? Never mind. That's a moon pearl, so,
yeah, that's a pretty important item, so... That is, of course, our access, well, not access into the Dark World, but that is our ticket to being able to stay in our link form in Dark World, so we can actually go do something with those Titan Spits.
It was so nice for them to get that bow to point them to the moon pearl, even though, like, the bow had nothing to do with it. He was just like, I'm just here, you know? You didn't need me to get that moon pearl. Buane?
Yeah, Buane is, gonna go and get the pendant, maybe?
So, if you're playing with a standard, you know, not MSU pack audio, you would be hearing trumpets right now, opposed to like creepy violins. When you hear trumpets, like most rando players like get triggered and they're like, I shouldn't be here because you know who wants to be in a pendant dungeon. I don't know what Buane is playing with any sound on right now, but he's gonna be in for a pleasant surprise whenever he gets this pendant. Or you know what? Maybe he's just like, you know what? It's a pet seed, dude. I've got my read. I have a feeling this is a error.
I mean, you know, like maybe this is his NMG muscle memory just kicking in, right? They're like, okay, well, I got the prize, and you know, now it's time to go kill Armos. He did a really nice job, you know, with that quick kick out though.
Yeah, that was a great Armos fight. Everyone's gonna be saying, Buane, you big dummy, you didn't know it was a pendant, but don't listen to them. The only thing you should listen to is us saying how good of an Armos fight that was, Buane.
He also had good double readies, he had good ZSR room, I mean, you know,
I will say
he knows something about Eastern.
Like,
yeah.
His Eastern split is really bad right now, though.
Did you see also, you know, dazedcloud doing some pretty heads-up play? Refilling his magic bar for that extra, like, refill room from the statue room, or the vanilla key room in Skull Woods.
Now he can
he's
cast
got full
more
magic bar.
combos.
Yeah. I mean, he does such a good job in Mini Moldorm Cave, right? He's like, you know, I'm gonna be able to probably do this again.
I didn't catch what was in the first chest. It was not a small key. Alright, well, that actually tells me everything I need to know. It had to have been a compass or a map. Because he would not have tried to go inside that door after getting an item. Unless he's pulling a Buane and doesn't know how to count items. But Buane, it's a hammer.
That's a pretty important find from... Well, I guess Buane Shed normally has the fire rod, but, you know, hammer probably is just as good, right?
Yeah, but if it's locking the fire rod, then, you know?
Yeah.
All the same.
Yeah, and yeah, so Buane actually, like, that hammer is going to give him access to all the other Dark World portals, as opposed to dazedcloud currently, who actually just only has the one he entered in, which is Northern Village of Outcasts.
And he can just, like, literally go do pod right now and just get that crystal out of the way. I mean, he probably is like, I don't know if I want to do that. It's a crystal, not a pendant, given his current game plan, but that would be an option that's available to him.
You know, maybe he thinks this is just all dungeons, right? I do see him going to Hype Cave, so maybe he'll go pick up a couple goodies. You know, we would really like to have that mirror for Pod, so we don't have to keep death warping.
He's just thinking like, man, all I gotta do is get Cane, Fire Rod, Ice Rod, and hopefully Turtle Rock's Bombos, and I'm in go mode.
What a terrible Hype Cave. It's just reminiscent of Kakariko. We just got like a couple bombs and some money.
Oh, all the goods are in the dungeons today. And by that I mean there was a Moon Pearl in Eastern. Same difference.
It looks like actually Buane doesn't want to go over to Pod just quite yet. Maybe he's holding out for that mirror. Or maybe he's just gonna go make his way over to Thieves Town, which I believe we've already established that has our boots. I mean, it's... Oh, Okay. Swords first would be good for like many reasons. But yeah, that Master Sword is going to be a pretty nice upgrade damage.
He's probably just waiting for the boots, so now that he got his Master Sword and boots, he can be like, alright, I'm back on NMG track, I can now do pot.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we also have 7 hearts, which is, if you pick up Sank Heart, that's about the amount of health that you have for Palace of Darkness normally.
Yeah.
Alright, so speaking of, maybe Daze is going to be the first of, between him and Buane to get boots.
He's going to be the first to get the fire shield? How exciting is that?
Is that anything like the fire rod?
No.
No?
I would love to like hit you with a awesome sales pitch here, but like, I gotta come clean with you, it's nothing like the fire rod.
Yeah, I'm hearing trumpets on Dave's side. Does that mean that he looks like he might be leaving soon?
He needs to get out right now. just get out.
I mean, he might, right? This is a pendant dungeon. You know, Daze, as far as we know, he is still aiming for crystals because we haven't seen him clear anything yet. But he did not clear Eastern.
By the way.
Huh? What'd you say?
You see what Buane did?
What did he do?
He went and lifted the rock in front of the frog. And he said, you know what? You find your own way home. I'm not taking you there myself. He did, like, give him, you know, a free roam to walk out, but...
The frog didn't move, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, well...
No. Oh, that's a hook shot. I mean, I think Buane is routing this pretty well right now.
Yeah, but Buane knows something about the seed. Like, he...
If he finishes Thieves Town and then, like, does Turtle Rock for, like, Mire for go mode... Call him the race council.
Well, he's a former member. Do you think he's gonna do anything?
Yeah, you're right about that. Doesn't Mouse still call him and leave a...
That's true.
I'll fill up their voicemail box, it's fine.
Yeah, you know, so this is gonna be actually a pretty good question now for Buane. I assume he's gonna do the rest of the Village of Outcast before he makes a decision about Thieves Town, but he has the option of finishing it, whereas DazedCloud hasn't gotten that hammer yet from Buane Shed.
I mean, it's okay, and I don't think they're gonna... I don't know, maybe Buane is gonna finish Thieves Town? I don't see why you would want to. You just got that hookshot, it opens so much to him. I mean, he might want to play safe too, you know, not leave anything out there. He didn't want to, you know, leave hanging the potential pedestal seat, so he did finish Armos. The only weird thing for DazedCloud is that he orphaned Hammer Pegs really bad now, but he's not going to really have that many options available to him unless he finds a mirror or something later though, so I think it's probably okay.
Yeah, and I guess like floating over to Mire Shed is pretty fast, right? You know, just
he's gonna get his hammer. It's just, where's the hammer gonna pull him instead of hammer pegs? That's the problem.
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
Right, let's see if he just lifts up the rock and like plays the frog at him for himself. No, so Dazed a little bit nicer than Buane is actually gonna escort him home.
No, I mean, you know, both our runners are very considerate, right? It just happens to be that Daze, you know, has some travel plans for our frog friends. Whereas I guess Buane actually wanted to come into Thieves Town. Maybe he actually has intention of finishing it. I think we saw one item in the front.
Yeah, just
so so maybe that's incentive for Buane to keep going.
I don't think he intends on going any further.
Nope.
He was also walking with a little crazy thumbs there, taking a lot of damage on the way, so...
Okay, so maybe, you know, he realized that Thieves Town is indeed a pendant, and, you know, learning from Eastern Palace, he is, instead of finishing it, he's going to, you know, nope out and try to go do something else.
Coming back here just to... Hey,
yeah, are we getting out front now?
What are you still doing here? You're just gonna sit there? Fine, I guess I'll take you after all.
Oh yeah, actually, so with this hookshot, and mitts, and hammer, we have access to all of Death Mountain. That's a pretty good location for high density for Buane to go.
It's really good. I was half expecting him not even to bother with this leg of the chain anyways. I guess maybe he wanted to check powder too, and
Oh yeah,
new powder, you might as well do this.
Yeah, that's right. We picked up the powder very early on the back of Escape. That now, you know, with the hammer, with well, access to the magic bat, we can check it immediately. And plus, like doing, you know, I guess if you want to do Smith Chain later and the mirror's still not going to show up, right? Maybe it's just better to do it earlier on, so you can come back and have some more options.
It's whatever. Yeah, now Dazed will probably get his hammer and then be like, I wish I would have had that like 3.5 seconds ago, because I could have checked Magic Bat with it too, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's true. I was like, isn't Daze checking Magic Bat? But no, Daze, unfortunately, he's gonna use hammer right now, and then Wonder.
And without hookshot too, the hammer itself really isn't as powerful. And so the fact that that hookshot is behind the hammer will probably not let it elude Daze for that long.
Yeah, so maybe Daze's best option, or one of his good options, is to go to a crystal dungeon that he could clear, which is Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expect to see here. Let's go to New Palace of Darkness. We got a lamp, we got a bow, we got a hammer. We got a blue cane. Doesn't really help with Palace of Darkness, but hey, we still have it.
You know, Daze is on 6 hearts. Not probably the most comfortable time in Palace of Darkness. It is, you know, pod without Sank Heart, I guess, if you subscribe to that. So you never know when the cane can come in handy. He does have the lamp, so he can at least see in the basement.
This is brackets, man. We're behind comfort, you know? You gotta put that behind you. We've gone through qualifiers, we've gone through groups. We've weeded out the competition to only 64, 120, how many players?
We're at 64 now.
Yeah, 64 players. It's go time. I literally couldn't remember. It's one of the two.
No, I mean, I certainly know that Daze is more the capable, but, you know, being up against somebody like Buane, you know, it might be, you know, just nicer, right, to have a little bit more comfort when you're racing.
It's so nice that you talk, you know, so nice about Buane, even though you're the one that, you know, took the first place group advantage over him.
Oh, right, that's right. I do remember.
How humble you are about that.
I'm sure Buane doesn't, you know, hold any grudges or anything, right?
I'm pretty sure he does.
So I did see a red cane picked up from Buane's side in Paradox Cave, so that's going to be pretty nice. Definitely requisite because Mire is a crystal today, so we're definitely going to need that eventually. But it looks like it's a pretty, you know, common location, so I don't really imagine Daze missing out on this much.
And if he still thinks this is a pedestal seed, he's Fire Rod and Ice Rod away from Goat mode potentially.
Speaking of which, where is our dip into Ice Palace? We have so much that we can do, right? We have bombos, we have, I guess maybe we still want the flippers. But I've seen Buane fake flipper before, so I'm pretty confident he can get in.
It still is kind of slower with bombos over the Fire Rod. The cane definitely does make that option look a lot more appealing because it really speeds up that dungeon. I don't know. I don't think it would be a bad play in this situation. Maybe not exactly what you're looking for, but go mode ice and not go mode ice with Icebreaker, it you know, closed the variance on that quite a bit. Nice haircut there from Buane.
Yeah, the non-boot setup is something that we don't actually get to see all that often, so, and the fact that Buane got it first try is...
And by we don't get to see it often, like 99% of the seeds in this tournament, because they just never show up.
Oh, Buane remembering that he has the... Well, wait, I thought... Do you remember he had the hook shot? Oh, but...
It won't help without the boots, really. Because you could hook over, but it's still gonna hit the star statue.
I guess Buane is just maybe deciding what he wants to do.
I don't know, is this like a combination lock for this big chest or something? I'm a little confused by that one. He almost got hit by that spark too. Tempered Sword though is a nice get from there.
Yeah, no, that upgrade, I mean, not only is it going to make it, you know, just much more comfortable, right, throughout the entire seed, you know, there is a lot of tech that is used, that can be done just with only Temper Sword. It makes boss fights a whole heck of a lot nicer. Now, Daze is making his way through the Palace of Darkness. We found a lot of small keys. I think we saw a heart piece as one of the items, but other than that, I don't really think we've seen much else.
It's alright, we're getting to the meat and potatoes of pod here. So the items are about to show up, like 5 rupees. Pretty good.
Yes, I'm reminiscent of Hype Cave. Yes.
So good that we're gonna stick like 100 of them in this next room, just to show you how useless that item was, that we literally just throw them on the floor in this next place. Good key though, we didn't need that. There will be an item in the Harmless Hellway too.
Yeah, with 3 small keys coming out of the basement, definitely we need to check the Harmless Hellway, and then... Or not. Maybe he... Oh, because we don't have a mirror, so maybe he doesn't want to death walk as much.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's actually an acceptable route. He'll just walk the Dark Maze all the way back, and then finish through Harmless Hellway, go out the bottom door, and then head on over to Hell. Getting the big key? Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I would say that is indeed a heads-up route there. Kinda got me at first, so I was like, wait, are we sure there's an item in there? But now it all makes sense.
Daze also had a nice hammer yoke too. It's definitely trickier to line up from the top coming from versus the bottom, and we just found our other sword.
Alright, well, whenever Daze gets to Hera, that's not going to be a sword for him. Whenever Buane gets the pod, that will not be a sword for Buane.
And neither of them will be the wiser, yeah.
Yeah, they'll have no idea. They'll be thinking, dang, that's my 5th mail upgrade, what the heck? I thought they were going too.
I mean, for all they know, they also could be silvers too. It's just they did already find the bow early on.
Yeah. Oh. Gotta time this bomb pretty carefully there. There we go. Yeah, that'll teach you guys for chasing me.
Do you see that use of the boomerang on dazedcloud? You know, only possible because he picked it up earlier in the Lost Woods, where Buane is not gonna have that option.
His due diligence pays off. Unfortunately, Buane's a bit lucker though. First off, finding the fire on Skullwood. Second off, he also found Kane over here. Death Mountain is like huge right now, like flippers and.
Oh yeah, I guess we're gonna hard require flippers today. Not for Ice Palace because Buane can just fake flipper in, but we're gonna need them for Swamp Palace, which there is no tech that you can do in order to get past that first set of water.
No idea what
I also have no idea what that was either. I'm sure it's not important because, Turtle Rock is a pendant.
And these pendant dungeons never have anything like Moon Pearl or...
No, or Compass on Aramos. No, of course not. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so dazedcloud's demonstrating why it's nice to have sword beams at the base of the pod. Doesn't even need that boomerang, you just sword beam out the switch. See how good his turtles are. Unfortunately, not quite. I mean, it's like, I think he had a good pattern, but like sometimes the hammer just doesn't want to hit.
Not the boots, so we're not gonna judge them too hard on the turtle room.
No, I'm not judging. I think the turtles are mean.
Please, act. We've told you once. Stop them. Don't ever judge people so hard of their abilities, please.
Yes, Clairbouse. Alright, so unfortunately not as much health going into Buane!
Alright, well, you know what?
Side. Oh man.
Daze is gonna tie the crystal lead, but it's a bigger crystal than Buane has. I think it's time for an audio switch.
At least Buane save and quit early. Yeah, I was gonna say though, so Daze actually did a really nice job taking down Helma Sword. No boost means no spin speed, Helma, but we do have tougher swords, so I just gotta get past the first phase of 17 hits with the hammer, and then 4 sword slashes. Damageless though, it's a pretty good fight from Daze.
Now, out of just giving him that extra arm container, I think Pod was relatively empty, but
it is our first. Oh no, it is first crystal for at least for dazedcloud. And he never has to come back here ever again.
But Buane, on the other hand, has to go to Pod, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. We'll be slightly better equipped, I suppose, with Canis Samaria, so that will save him just a smidgen amount of time, but man, these races have been very close lately, so that smidgen Might be all he needs. Oh, Snapdragon, please.
Yeah, no. Pod Overworld is really dangerous. I mean, it's dangerous with boots. It's dangerous without boots. I mean, you see, Green Mail does really next to nothing in terms of protection. I mean, that fire shield apparently also does next to nothing for protection because dazedcloud is suddenly 3 hearts shorter.
I don't know why the fire shield doesn't protect you against a, you know,
Fire.
plant that's roaming around chomping at you.
I mean, it's a pretty big shield, no?
Yeah. Pyramid, little out-of-the-way check. Just 20 bucks though, nothing there. And it does look like he's probably going to follow this up with catfish.
No, I mean, so it certainly seems like dazedcloud is being very thorough. I guess, is that the end of the line potentially for catfish? He doesn't have flippers, doesn't have the mirror, so might be a save and quit after this. And no hook shot to get over.
From his perspective, given that really all the pieces he has left is... I mean, we still have the back of Thieves Town. He did go through Skull Woods, but like, what, he got Spectacle Rock and like Spike Cave Hammer Pegs? He's kind of missing quite a bit until he gets...
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's true. Right, so like the hammer unfortunately doesn't unlock very much on the mountain unless you have the mirror. Right, that means because you basically still can't get up there. So yeah, that hook shot, so he's, from his perspective, he's looking for a hook shot or a mirror at this point. Hopefully catfish will have something good for us, because this is a pretty long walk. You know, that's...
got paid for your troubles.
Yeah, that's, you know, and it's certainly not a bad... I mean, it could, the item could be a lot worse, right? We found 5 rupees in, like, the back of Pod, where there was, like, a ton more 5 rupees.
It was bad. It was bad.
Well, we got enough here for, at least for Zora money. And yeah, so it looks like he's just, you know, Daze is just doing his due diligence, picking up at least the isolated locations. So this also might be maybe if they flipper over to Zora after this.
It could be time lost if, you know, Buane never goes to check those. Catfish was exactly the check that destroyed Buane's SpeedGaming Live 2020 career. So I'm not saying he has a tendency to skip it all the time. I'm just merely stating that he was basically eliminated for not checking Catfish, SpeedGaming Live 2020. You take it as you will.
Surely the same luck won't happen this time.
Oh, is this a...
Oh, is this Ice Palace?
Okay. I think this is...
Well, this might be up to Waterfall Ferry first, yeah?
I would hope so. I can't imagine finding anything in Ice Palace would help him in this situation, given all the time that he's going to give away by doing it without Canison. This actually might just be literally Zora and Waterfall Cave, because he has a glove right now, so he thinks Zora's in Logic, and right now he's actually, you know, really not running so hot on in-Logic checks.
Yeah, and that's certainly a good point. Like, you know, he has the miss, right? We found miss like, you know, 15 minutes in, right? Something like that. So Zora is definitely looking pretty good. And, you know, of course, there are just 2 free checks right here. But Waterfall Ferry can take flipper over.
Going up to Zora definitely suggests that Ice Palace is not on our mind. I mean, maybe, but... So.
Yeah. Well, alright, so nothing on Zora Ledge, so we have to worry about ever again?
Up, that was a chest turn! Right, what were you saying?
I mean, Buane is like totally leading here on chest turn. I don't think I've seen Daze even like do a single one so far. But of course, I wasn't always, you know, watching all of his chest turns.
Yeah, but Buane's gonna have to do something in Pod that's really unfortunate that Daze didn't have to do, which is die.
Oh, cause he didn't quite route it the same way. Yeah, that's gonna use some of his hard-earned bombs.
Okay, maybe he's not going to. He took some damage and he stopped taking damage. I don't know what he's gonna do. Maybe he'll just go in here and hook some fireballs. And you know what? Maybe we are going to Ice Palace. Alright. Maybe not. He doesn't really like his options that he has left, and maybe wants to maybe skate out a... He would be looking for here. A mirror? Maybe... Okay, we're just going to Hobo?
Yeah, it looks like this is gonna be Hobo Check. Oh, or an Island Scout, because, oh, that's right, we haven't done that yet the entire game.
Okay. Yeah, that's balanced it is with no Canis Samaria. Unfortunately, given how easy Canis Samaria is, assuming you get your hookshot in the hammer pegs, I think this is not going to work out in Dace's favor.
Because I guess, like, whatever is in Ice Palace, I guess Buane's just gonna get faster.
Much faster, yeah. I mean, he has Fire Rod, that's going to be just faster because he doesn't have to wait through the Bombos animations. He has Canis Samaria, so he's going to skip, like, 90% of the dungeon. The only thing that could get Daze closer to where he needs to go would probably be just finding a mirror. Which realistically is like the only thing that he could find in here that we need, so... I don't think we're gonna find the flippers in here, so yeah, mirror. I don't know, maybe boots, but...
Well, we're always on the lookout for boots. That's 100% true. And I guess, oh, we may not need an ice trap today.
I don't think Icebreaker, I think Icebreaker is gonna save you more time than the boots will save you, for the back half of the seed.
Yeah. I mean, we always want boots, right, so we can actually go, pretty fast. I'm really hoping they're not MIA or in GT or something like that. We are going to be able to see an Ice Palace bomb jump, though. Something that probably it's not probably, well, it's definitely expected on Daze's side because we can't do Icebreaker, but...
And it's always fun to see Samaria's eyes to see who, still remembers the ancient techniques of, how to complete this dungeon.
Maybe this is a good opportunity for Daze to maybe consider more energy runs. Because we see this
It's not the same, though, doing it.
Yeah, no, you're
See what I mean? You just, can't do a buffer, you can't do, the initial lineup with the door frame, but that was actually pretty good. All things considered. What you also can't do is bonk on that wall.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I mean that's actually a little quality of life improvement, right? It's like you just want to do it, but then you kind of just realize that you can't, so you have to wait for a whole cycle, basically.
Well, the other thing you'd want to do is hook shot over to the pod to skate through it as well. But when
yeah, that's right. Jeez.
That's crystal number 2 for Buane. Buane can get a couple more, though. He has, Skullwoods on the mine. He could go over and finish Misery Mire as well, all in logic. Daze doesn't care about that. He's trying to get any crystal he can before he has to make any sort of difficult decision, so he decided to sequence break over into Ice Palace.
If we do find the mirror here in Ice, I'm hoping that Daze does not decide to go dip. Well, I guess we still need the flippers for Swamp, but yeah. I don't want him to go into Swamp without the hook shot. That would be feels bad.
I probably doesn't have to worry about that too much. I don't think. I don't even know what would. I mean, I don't know where the flippers are gonna be though. He'll be able to find them to get over. Showing off all the bomb jumps today though. If you line up on the bottommost pixel of that platform there and then just look left, it'll always bomb you to the bottom side.
Buane really wishes he had the boost for the screen. He does have sword beams, but at least makes things a little bit nicer. That was still pretty good Mire too, though, all things considered.
It's not so bad with beams. I think maybe you can get it. I don't know if you can do it without boots actually, but Samaria is pretty good for it too.
Hey, Daze, remember to pull the tongue because we didn't Icebreaker down here. We actually did the Ice Palace phone test. We were doing this dungeon front to back. The items so far, though, have been it's just been so underwhelming. We saw a heart piece, and we saw one of 2 green 20s, or sorry, green rupees in the pool.
Yeah, but I mean, it only takes one. And realistically, there's only one item that well, I suppose, 1 to 2 items we might need in this dungeon, so... Because that's it. Flippers?
Yeah, we need... Well, we can't... Yeah, no flippers in Ice Palace, but yeah, when we... Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess, we find maybe we need a book if something's on the tablets. Or if that's our accident... Yeah, or if that's our access into desert, because we can't find the
The
mirror.
mirror that's in desert, something silly like that. Yeah. Sure.
Hey,
There's a
look
big
at that.
key on
Six,
both sides.
yeah, 6 big keys. So that's gonna be nice for. Oh, hopefully that means that Buane is. Well, Buane can certainly hope that he's gonna find the second item. That's not in the cutscene chest. Because he already found the first item, which was a heart container, and so with that, if he doesn't have to sit through that 17-second long cutscene, then he should be good to go. Oh, wow!
Mirror in Mission Mode, so there's nothing to worry about
Yeah! That is, like, much bigger for Buane. Because that means that the mirror is not going to be found here in Ice Palace.
Just $300. Yeah, Buane definitely all of his decisions paying out, and he didn't really do anything like crazy. He just went over to Mire before going to Village of Outcast, and that has snowballed pretty much just a spotlight to, you know, hey, this is probably the next best place you should go. And you know, he hasn't even really had to make any decisions yet. So after he finishes up Mire here, gets to go ahead and mirror, check out what's going on in desert. Do I need the boots? Do I not need the boots? And then after that, you know, if we can just finish desert, then yeah, it's just a hump for the flippers, which makes what Daze did even worse here because it turns, you know, any option of ever like reasonably ever doing Ice Palace with Buane's route like non-negotiable. Like he would never do it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we just see Daze pretty much full clear, even without Icebreaker, which, you know, Buane is going to be able to go mode with Icebreaker, and it's going to be much, much faster for Daze. But he does take Cold Stare down, claims his next crystal. You know, Daze is still making, you know, some pretty good progress. Did you just see that Vitreous fight on Buane's side? No cleanup with eyeballs at all. Jeez.
Yo, was he slashing there at the end, or was
Yeah, I think yeah.
Okay, I was so confused.
I think he probably miscounted his arrows and thought that he didn't need one more, and so he already quickstepped over the mirror, and so I think he just finished it off with slashes, so he doesn't accidentally mirror.
Alright, well, are we gonna need the boots today? Nah, we've already done most of the seed without them. You know what? Who needs them?
It's only been 50-some minutes. Wouldn't it be nice if they can at least, you know, sprint to the finish as opposed to, you know, kind of saunter over the finish line?
Nah. Let's just finish. Because if they need boots, they're gonna have to go get them from Turtle Rock.
Oh no! Or Vanilla Green Pendant. You know, we haven't seen pretty much any of. And we saw the front four of Thieves, right? But, you know, Thieves Town is not only a pendant, it's the green pendant. And we've seen how payout.
Could be a big difference maker in this seed now that I think about it. The flippers, you know, if the flippers are in the back of Thieves, Dazed might be more poised to make his way back there a lot sooner than, okay, he did get the big key. He might actually make it to the back of Thieves Town before Buane does, and if Buane doesn't find those flippers, he might be in Turtle Rock. That's a big time disparity. So those are definitely some outs for dazedcloud right now, but Buane is definitely in the wheelhouse for taking an early 1-0 lead right now.
Oh, speaking of another potential out, we did not see Spud Cave on Buane's side. So
we did.
Oh, we did? Oh, you know, you're right. You're right. That's when we found out about his double heartbeats.
Yep. I know it probably traumatized you that you were trying to forget about that experience forever. My ears are still ringing from those horrific heartbeats, so yeah.
I mean, you know, maybe Buane, that's just what helps Buane hear the trumpets, right, from pendant music.
Yeah, I don't think it helped him at all. I think it made him deaf, so he couldn't hear them. He did it to himself. He's to blame. Alright, we got flippers and checkerboard? Nope.
No, but he is capped. I mean, he's following the next piece of progression that he picked up, right? The mirror is the last sphere, essentially, that he's kind of found, so he's going to follow that.
Is Daze going to go into Thieves first, or is he going to grab the Smith and do hammer picks first? Which one?
That sounds like a slash prediction.
He's already
That sounds
grabbed this
pretty
map,
fast.
So
I
is
guess
he gonna do
maybe
purple chest and pegs, or is he gonna go into thieves first? Which one?
I think he'll do pegs first. Nope, he's going into Thieves tab first.
Yeah, okay. I mean, this could really, really work out for him.
Yeah, and he has a hammer. Yeah, he has a hammer. He knows there are 3 items back here because he only found 1 early on, and yeah. So, and this is gonna be faster than the 2 potential checks, right? Mirrorless purple chest. No, nobody wants to do that.
4 1/3 actually. It's madness.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we potentially will go over back to the Sahatala to go turn in that green pendant.
Guess what, guys? The flippers could be on pedestal. Go crazy.
Alright, Buane into Landmo. Not probably quite the NMG setup that he is used to, but he's got the Fire Rod. And Temper Sword. Should take this down pretty quickly.
I mean, it's like better than the enemy setup.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
Lambo too, except he doesn't have, you know, a little annoying fire thing shooting at him. Even though he doesn't have to be too annoyed by it, because he's got a fire shield instead of a regular fighter shield. Honestly, it's free. And even though it was free, he did get a 2 cycle.
I thought I was free.
I see what you did there. Free egg.
Alright, so Daze has made his way, you know, back to the attic of Thieves Town. Unfortunately, can't actually dash anywhere, and I mean, Thieves Town is just really one of those nice dungeons where it really benefits from the boost. He did a nice, you know, kind of squeeze right between those 2 crickets, though, in order to not take any damage.
I'm also starting to think that if Buane doesn't find the flippers, he might do back at Thieves Town too. Which I think at that point it's like pretty much curtains for dazedcloud. If I had to, you know, make a very early guess, even though we still don't know where the items are. I think if Buane goes to the back of Thieves Town before he does Turtle Rock, then I don't think there's really much anything Daze could do to catch back up.
Do you think he's gonna go up to the back of Thieves Town before, I guess, like, more overworld stuff? Because he does have the mirror.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I could definitely see it. Might as well just do it. Like, there's no other. Once you run out of good choices, you just, if you have a bad choice, but that bad choice happens to be literally right next to you, might as well just do it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, proximity is definitely a thing. I mean, they're definitely, like, I think during one of the qualifiers that Buane ended up winning, like, I think he ended up doing something, like, just because it was close by. Even though it wasn't, like, a great choice, and it worked out really well for him. Alright, so 2 items in so far at Thieves Town. I think it was some bombs and a heart container, so not really promising, at least so far in the back of Thieves Town, but there is going to be one more item on blind.
Nothing in Thieves Town too, then. I would... Don't really know many more outs that dazedcloud could have. I felt like this was his best shot. No, maybe I could think of something else.
So we've got some dueling boss fights. dazedcloud following the script really well on blind. 3 more hits to go. Buane taking down Mothula.
He only hit
pretty good fight, yeah.
Is it just like whenever you are good at NMG or something that Moth is like, you know what, you can just kill me in 2 slashes? How did he do it?
I don't know. And he didn't have the boots either in order to do like a dash poke early.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
That
it's
was
just
nuts. And that was just Ether. Kind of, you know, just to laugh at you a little bit, saying like, haha, bet you wish you something good was here. Nope, not today.
No, we got one more item that got a quick swap through in this case. Kind of wish that, like, if you knew that things weren't required, you could just, like, kind of dump them somewhere. Alright, so this is gonna be what dazedcloud is looking for. No, almost.
Soon, he's
Yeah,
he's
soon.
gonna grab the purple chest. Might get him hookshot. You know that purple chest? This could have flippers too. Could have boots leading to flippers. It could have a book leading to flippers. It could have a shovel leading to flippers, or the purple chest could have a green 20. I think those are pretty much the only options right now. Yeah, He's probably not too
I
happy
got
about
the
finding
sword.
that.
Sword slashes of discovery, yes.
He knows how many items that opens up to him too, and then whenever he's gonna go up to the mountain and find Kane and Fire Out and be like, okay, cool. There's Mire, there's, you know, the item in Skull Woods. And then you do Mire, you find your mirror, and it's like, wow, man, everything was a lot more simple in this seed.
Yeah, and as you said, like it was really, I think, just that first decision that just ended up snowballing everything, right? Because without the hammer, and he isolated hammer pegs, and just happens to be where the hookshot was.
There's just 10 arrows there from the purple chest. I told you it was going to be one of those 30 arrows.
And nothing on Bumper Ledge. Buane doing pretty well in order to avoid all of the birds that are just coming after him to kill him.
I think the good news from Days, though, is that the flippers, no matter when he finds them, they're really not going to deter him. Because by the time he gets them, he will have already gotten all the items that are locked behind them, so... You know, they'll pretty much be Flipper's go mode, if you could call it anything. If he somehow manages to get the mirror before he gets everything, I mean, I guess he could.
Gosh,
By the
dude,
way, the boots are
what
vanilla.
the heck? Oh my!
A million years ago.
Dude, I don't know how many seeds have been recent tournaments, like brackets, that have had green pendant, like boots, like.
The most likely
Oh
spot
man. Alright, so yeah, at least this is some good consolation so far for dazedcloud. Like, you know, he is actually, he can get the boots, go fast, right under the hour mark.
He could still lock the flippers, which would give him, I think, his miracle out. You know, against the unfortunate early routing, depending on what Buane does here. He is hugging the right side.
This looks like purple chest, so...
Then after that, he'll have to make a decision. Yeah, this will probably be K45 into purple chest. Yeah. And then he'll be like, do I want to go to Thieves Town? Do I want to go to Turtle Rock?
He has also not done... he hasn't done Zora yet, he hasn't done Catfish. I don't know if that's gonna be appealing to him.
We already talked about that.
Yeah, that's... maybe he's just remembering, you know, from past transgressions. Alright, so Days looks like he explored the rest of Paradox Cave, got his Cane of Samaria, probably going to do the same things, and he'll get his Fire Rod pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably. What would I do if I was him? Maybe just immediately go finish Skull Woods. That's probably the easiest item you could get. Man, you might even want to go to Turtle Rock.
Oh, as opposed. Oh well, so is that more appealing to go to Turtle Rock, a Pendant Turtle Rock versus Pendant Thieves? Because it is a whole nother mountain trip up there as well, but I don't know. I mean, stuff has been known to be in Turtle Rock, so.
I mean, I thought that would be something that Buane could definitely do in this position.
I mean, that's certainly makes me feel good.
We have Pyramid Fairy open too, by the way.
Oh, right. Oh,
so
did we do 5-6?
I forgot about that.
Yeah. What were even our 5-6 crystals? I'm like looking. So it looks like Desert and Mire. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is this would be good for him because he hasn't checked Pyramid yet either.
I kind of wrote that one off in my head because all of a sudden, you know, Desert came into play, but didn't seem like it was a thing until all of a sudden it was there in Mire. Looking for that last item. Wow,
Yep.
Dazed had a much cleaner trip to getting that big chest, but was not rewarded the same as Buane.
No, unfortunately, we are not going to see Gold Sword today on either side. This is a hard item pool, which means no like final upgrades, so no Gold Sword, no Mirror Shield. Fire Shield is going to be exactly what we are limited to, and of course no mail upgrades, and no Silver Arrows.
Took all the fun out of the dang game.
I would very much like to see some, Silver Arrow Vitreous kills, but, Buane demonstrated just how powerful that Temper Sword is, so, who needs silvers? Oh, good. something else to chase. I mean,
He's probably thrilled to see that.
Considering, yeah, he's done everything on the mountain so far. He doesn't want to go back up to check either tablet. He at least he can go check Bombo's tablet.
He might want to. Again, it's... I don't know. I hate to trying to be reading what's going on in Buane's mind, but he's... I feel like if any thought was going through your head right now, it would be like, Thieves Town or Turtle Rock, Thieves Town or Turtle Rock, Thieves Town or Turtle Rock.
There's also pretty good knowledge for Buane, just because, you know, how basically routed, right, is like he knows he doesn't have to do basically any of the flipper checks, right? Like, you know, we saw Dave pull nothing out of Waterfall Fairy, that was useful, right? But like, Buane doesn't even have to consider those options anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really saving him that much time, though. He's got his mirror out. Even though you're not going to do Waterfall, you still have to go check out Zora, because that's not blocked by the flippers. In fact, most of the time Buane plays this game, Zora has the flippers.
Buane's come here a little bit even with some extra cash to spare.
It's like, hey, I robbed your little brother, and I'm giving you the money. Here you go.
Daze is doing his best to try and avoid these deadlocks. Deadlocks definitely had his number though. Although we just
see how he did this, but did he check Spiral Cave and climb back up, or did he skip Cave?
I think he skipped it so far. I didn't see him dashing through yet. I thought. Oh no, maybe he did. Maybe he jumped down.
Did he climb back up though?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was supposed to be paying attention to that, because that was what was so lucrative about, you know, you could have gone and did Turtle Rock earlier, but you didn't have a mirror, and then it was kind of weird to mirror because you had to add in an extra trip to check Spiral Cave, or you had to, you know, give up on the chance of checking Spiral Cave. We are fluting right now. This looks like Thieves Town. Hey.
Yeah, there is nothing else over here for Buane. He has done pretty much everything that's not on the mountain.
Well, interesting. So Day's got his cane and his fire. He still needs the mirror from Misery Mire, and then we have the outstanding flippers, which can be behind, you know, 3 of the bootlock things, because I don't think we've even checked Lumberjack, or it could be in Turtle Rock.
Looks like that is where Daze is going.
Now, if they are in Turtle Rock, is that going to be enough for Dazed?
Is that enough? Buane has a pretty significant dungeon clear over Daze, including Eastern Palace. Maybe I was supposed to say Crystal?
I mean, he does have Mire, Skullwoods, Stands Ice.
Yeah, Ice is probably the biggest difference.
Okay, so here's the bad problem with what Dazed is doing. If he finds the flippers, like, if they're like in, you know, if they're early, it's really bad because he doesn't know when to leave. Because he's still looking for a mirror. And then you put the flippers in Mimic Cave and then just like, adios, Dazed, you have just been destroyed. You put them in the Bonk Rocks and it's kind of even more hilarious. Alright, so this is really bad. Because the flippers were very early. Because he doesn't have the mirror, he doesn't know that it's time to get out of town.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a really good point. So Daze is hoping that the mirror is going to be here in Turtle Rock. We know that, unfortunately, Buane found it in Mire.
Alright, well.
Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, so once Buane gets his boots, finishes Thieves Town, turns it in, gets his boots, most likely he'll probably do, like, the quick Bonk Rocks checks, like Bonk Rocks and Kingstown, and then maybe it's up the mountain after that.
Maybe. I mean, Buane might actually,
Or you think he would just go up the mountain immediately?
Well, he does have Ether Tablet, he does have Bombo's Tablet too, if he wants to really make Turtle Rock his last hurrah. Those could be a couple of other distractions as well. That's definitely some time that Dazed would really like, you know, Buane to spend. Yeah. I do think still kind of too little too late here. Maybe not though. This is kind of where you, you know, hope the runner, like, gets hit by that laser, like, twice and dies. And it's like,
What?
No.
We don't want to wish Buane any harm here.
I'm talking about Dazed. He should
Oh, Dazed.
Incidentally.
Oh, yeah.
Go to Maya.
Yeah, it looks like Dazed is just performing. He's like executing too well in order to get hit, or at least he knows how to stay alive.
And he also just got a fairy in a bottle from Vanilla Biggie Chest, so it's gonna really make sure you get the full experience of Turtle Rock.
So I guess like for Dazed, yeah, for Dazed though, he just needs Miracle mode.
Yeah, but I mean like Miracle mode, Flipper, it's really the same for both of them.
Yeah, well at least like I was thinking, so like because he needs Miracle mode, like he won't feel bad about leaving an item in Mimic Cave, right? Because he knows that the mirror can't be in there.
Yeah, that's I guess that's a fair point, sure. And I guess Dazed, you know, he'll never be or interested in those meter checks either. Alright, boots time for Buane.
Yeah, only like an hour later than when he would get them in NMG.
He's not that good.
I mean, you get them in like 11 minutes in or something like that, so maybe if Buane takes a little bit longer to walk there, it'll be right around that.
Who do you think he is?
Buane's probably still pretty happy. I mean, you know, whenever you get boots in this game, like you're just happy, right? Even I mean, more so, like despite we're only gonna have them for probably, you know, 15 minutes or something, 15-20 minutes left in the game, we're gonna have them for GT, which is gonna make the gauntlet a whole heck of a lot nicer in order to execute.
This was quite the journey to get over to Kings 2. And then, inevitably, whenever these end up having nothing, I feel like his happiness, I mean, you know, loves having his boots, but the cost associated with them, I feel like he might not be too thrilled about getting them. So this will be Dazed doing the Bonk Rock checks, and then after that he's got, you know, Skullwoods and Mire. Then after that, Buane just literally has to go open 2 to 3 chests in Turtle Rock, and then he will be in go mode finishing. But Dave still has the well, Swamp and Ice, and then Dave still have those other curses.
Oh yeah, that's right. We haven't gotten a lumberjack check from either runner. I totally forgot about this.
And we will probably get, you know, close to in-sync lumberjack checks from both of them at 72 minutes in. Not the flippers.
Nope. No, I mean, we saw, like, red. It doesn't matter what it is. We care about blue on both sides. We care about the flippers on Buane's side, and we care about the mirror on Day's side. And it looks like Buane on his way to Turtle Rock, so he's probably going to be getting his flippers before Days gets his mirror.
It's funny enough that they're both checking it with one item left, both hoping that it would be a different item.
Yeah.
And neither of their wishes were granted.
No, but it's unfortunately red. Yeah, but at least Day still has some options, right? I think he's just maybe doing this for, I guess, insurance, right? Or, like, at least, you know, maybe he's just hoping he can go mode the rest of his dungeons, because he hasn't touched Desert yet, right?
I mean, again, he was also really protecting your investment, too, because you did all of... Well, he doesn't really know that the boots aren't required for Desert, so I guess it's not as bad in his position, but, I mean, the Bonk Rocks are easy checks. She would hate to do all of Mire, all of Desert, if they were just sitting right there. The mirror was sitting right there. Here we go.
Yeah, no,
both of them will be respectively in their go mode dungeons location at the same time. It's just the disparity of the dungeons that were completed, I think, is going to be the big difference here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really unfortunate, like, just just for the specific item layout, on Daze's side, the fact that he just didn't end up visiting Fireshed early in order to find the hammer, so he had them when he to do hammer pegs in order to get the hookshot out. Just kind of.
The Ice Palace play was pretty bold, I thought. There was definitely, I mean, it's definitely a play that could have paid off huge, but there was definitely risk involved with that one, and he paid nothing but risk. There was no play there; it was all risk, and yeah, he was punished.
We did get to see a nice Ice Palace bomb jump, though.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's too much consolation, but at least for Daze.
I don't think that's quite what he was aiming to do today. Was just to say like, hey, kind of wanted to win, but at least I showed you an Ice Palace bomb jump. I don't think that's what we were gunning for.
I mean, it's just practice for game 2.
I don't know though. We still have Ganon. Crazy things can always happen on Ganon.
That is true. Ganon is nobody's friend in this game. So we're starting to actually see some more green 20s also pick up on both Daze and Buane's side. I think Buane picked up his first heart container green 20 in Thieves Town, and Daze just picked up his in Mire. And those are the flippers. That is go mode for Buane at just shy of under 1 hour 15. So what does he have left? He has Ice Palace, yeah, and Swamp. I mean, so these are both he knows because he had flippers go mode. Absolutely nothing of value could be here for him, so he's just gonna be able to go mode these, and these are gonna be super fast dungeons for in go mode.
And then shortly behind, Buane Daze is gonna get his go mode initiative.
Yeah.
So like, literally just right behind him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, our 30 seconds basically is the difference between go modes for both runners. It looks like Daze needs to at least get to the back. What does he need? He needs that big key. Hasn't gotten quite there yet, but he'll pick it up here shortly.
It's just right here,
yeah. Yeah.
The fact that it's 2 dungeons to 4, so it's a tough hill to climb, especially if it's Buane. Buane doesn't like to give away that much time.
Yeah, Buane is probably one of the people that has done GT like the most number of times. Like his count up there is certainly pretty high.
Put a nerd.
Alright, so Buane's gonna demonstrate just how fast a go mode swap is going to be. So you do have to get the small key initially out of the first room, but after that, you just have to kind of get through this waterway and then it's just straight to the back. Meanwhile, I think Daze he does have Spooky, I think, set up, so we're gonna be able to see, I think, the full Spooky action in the basement of Mire, where I think Buane ended up only giving us 1 shot because he was a little bit lower on magic.
Buane was doing some bootless Spooky. Alright, I think maybe he got everything.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
We're just going backup strats now.
Yeah, that's probably fine. So maybe, there wasn't like enough dust kicked off or something like that?
Got tumbled by the spike too there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Blink and you'll miss Swamp. It's gonna be the same with Ice too. The dungeons, actually the dungeons left for all of them are very, very fast in go mode.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a little bit faster than what maybe Buane is used to, so we're gonna do diver down here quickly in order to get to the back. And then of course we're gonna be able to see Icebreaker on Buane's side because he has Canis Maria. Alright, Vitreous on for dazedcloud, has that Cannon Burner out just in case something goes wrong. This is a very viable backup strat. These eyes do 4 hearts of damage on green male. Do not want to be anywhere close to them.
It's also just fun, too. Like, it doesn't need to be a backup strat or that. It's just, like, fun. You're just dashing through a boss. It's a fun way to do the fight. Maybe it's a little laggy, whatever. It slows everything down. That means your fun
What?
gets to last even longer.
Like if I pick up boots an hour and whatever, I mean, I'm going to use them as much as I possibly can. Did you just see that? Seriously,
No, that was incredibly fast. That was definitely not fun for Argus, as he had all of his children ripped away, from him and then murdered in front of his, I was gonna say eyes, but I guess it's just eye.
And of course, if we see what Argus dropped for Buane as a reward, he got the blue boomerang, so he's gonna even be able to know all of his NMG strats from GT.
Oh, well, you know what, I thought Dazed was still the favorite because he had picked up that boomerang, but I guess Buane's gonna get the heckin' bell out from Argus there, so he gets his boomerang. Never mind, Buane has now taken a commanding lead for saving that time and skipping the red boomerang.
Ever so slightly to go fast to flip to 8 in order to get into Ice Palace, not even needing a big flipper, of course, because we just got them. Buane's going to be able to show us, probably in a couple minutes, how fast he can take down Colster. Meanwhile, though, Dazed is good.
Be substantially faster than what Dazed had due to the King of Samaria and Icebreaker.
We are going to see Dazed gain a little bit of time over Buane, though, on Desert, just because he has the boots, and the boots, the Desert, I mean, basically just made for boots, right? Long hallways, fatal dash everything, and he has the mirror because find the big key, where I think Buane just had to walk everything.
Yeah, and then he also had to do all the other ones. The big key was very early. Excuse me.
So hopefully we're going to see a nice Lambo fight on dazedcloud's side, very similar to Buane. Buane shot off some nice Temper Sword in combination of Fire Rod.
It wasn't nice. Buane got a 2-cycle, and my man Dazed is going to get a 1-cycle.
Go Dazed, go!
Yeah.
Kind of makes me wonder where that half magic is, though.
He's going to get a 1-cycle.
So, Buane just demonstrated...
With exactly 6 shots, because that's all you need.
Yeah. Buane does a bufferless icebreaker to get over to the other side relatively quickly.
For a show off. No, that was a very clean icebreaker. You know what? 2 cycles it is.
Dude, I mean, did you see how short the first one is? I mean,
yeah.
he was pretty high up.
It's alright. He made up for the poke and got the extra fire shot in. Good heads-up play there.
I mean, Daze is making very steadily progress. He's already claiming his next crystal, so he just has 2 more looks like left to go. So Skull should be relatively fast, and of course, Daze is going to be able to go most Swamp Palace as well.
But it seems like too little, too late. Buane hopping down to his last Guardian of the 7th crystal here. Coming to theaters this fall.
Yeah, and so Buane's got Temper Sword, he's got Fire Rod out. This is probably pretty well practiced for him.
It does seem like he maybe has done this once or twice before.
Yeah, he just did the 6 slashes, couple pokes, and Colster is spaced a little bit apart probably than what he's used to, but I mean, otherwise, like, very clean fight. Does manage to let the crystal drop though, for maybe he's not quite used to that part.
It's fine.
Alright, so yeah, with that, I think Buane is headed up the mountain. Where do you think he's going, Ak? He's going back to Rock?
He's going to this place that recommends you throw a number between 1 and 22 in chat, and guess what? The bot's not working, but guess what? We have a substitute teacher for the bot today. His name is Drossi1, so he will be calculating all of your responses, putting them into a spreadsheet, sorting them numerically and alphabetically by who subbed for the longest, who has had the most quality content of banter over the years. And then if you win, and then you're like high up in the priority of those features, then you will get a prize. Tell them what they get.
Well, I mean, what is, I was too busy looking at chat and what Drossi picked. Do you know what that means?
He's talking to you.
It looks like we do have a prediction though. I assume Drossi made it. Based on where the GT Vicky is.
Yeah, which one should I pick?
let's take a look.
Too late. I had to pick. You took way too long. You still haven't even answered. Oh my god. I
Dude,
guess I'll do it by
I didn't even see
myself.
what it was.
I thought this was we were a team.
I didn't even see what the prediction was.
It was the split for.
Oh, the odd
which number
Steven,
the-
or
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, actually, okay. So I'm okay. So Buane does have, you know, a partial route, you know, a route that he prefers, which is to go left to Stalfos room, and then mirror out, and then do all the way to Compass room, and then go right, or go left.
There's actually a very unique naming convention for that route. We like to call it the Buane route.
The Buane route. Oh, okay. Do you
Yeah.
think it's named after Buane?
I never really thought that far into it. Now that you think about it, though, it does kind of make sense.
Buane getting the small key off the torch, something I think he's also not used to in NMG. But you know, this is Rando. This is an NMG. We're gonna get every
Maybe
small
he's
key on the
confused
way.
and thinks he's in Desert Palace. That'll be the moment dazedcloud needs to jump up here. Take advantage of confused Buane. He doesn't know what dungeon he's in.
Yeah, actually, the time that it took Buane to climb the mountain and get into GT, Daze is already in here, like in the back of Swamp Palace, facing off against Argas. I mean, this is how fast Gobo Swamp is.
And you know what? If we have a big key over here in Hope Room, guess what? Buane route gets you half magic for the climb.
Oh yeah, no, that's really nice actually. Half magic. He's not gonna need it, but it is really nice if you just want to fire rod the heck out of Gauntlet. Daze actually showing, yeah. I was gonna say, Daze showing us a slightly alternate strat. I think it's actually technically faster than the 2-spin version, but you know, 2 spins is consistent and also useful when you don't have magic. Are you listening to these dings? Hack that Buane's having, like to use the fire shield to deflect fireballs? Pretty satisfying to hear.
Yeah, I think he would have been dead by now if he didn't have that fire shield. So
I mean, you know.
All right, and that's big key number 18 for the big key guessing game.
Perfect.
Big key number 18. So yeah, pay off the predictions for big key number 18. No, you picked the wrong one.
1 through 10 or 22. What? Drosy, I thought we had a deal here.
Well, sorry, whoever was doing the prediction didn't listen. So I do apologize for all those people that lost their points.
Alright, so Buane has flown through mimics almost as if he has had some practice using wooden arrows, clearing them off. Also, no damage taken through the spikes. Hopefully he is going to read the RNG for the cannonballs properly and dash through as well. Looks like not quite this time, but then it doesn't matter because he's actually got a pretty commanding lead at this point, and he is going to now face up 5 execution-only rooms, what is known as a gauntlet.
Pretty good. Number 1, I must say. Didn't leave too much out there. I would say number 2, I'll give that one a plus. You know what? That's gonna be a B- on that one for me.
He's getting a little beamed up by the B-modes though. That pink Zigzag behaved really nicely in order to not run to the right.
A+ though. Could have been an S, but he slashed down first. You know what? That one gets an A+ too.
Yeah, no, that was pretty nice. I just didn't realize that Buane actually used the fire rod for AoE.
But if you get a 1 cycle, I'll take it all. But you know what? Never mind, Buane. We're not grading on a curve today. The score stands.
Lambo 2, just as good as Lambo 1.
Yeah, he is consistent.
Alright, meanwhile though, Daze looks like he's gonna drop down to Moth. He has got Tempered Sword. He's got a couple fire rod shots just in case Moth decides to want to get stuck in a corner somewhere, but more importantly, he's gonna have those boosts. I believe that was a poke dash. That was a really
5 from him. Then
yeah, that was a well-timed fire rod shot in order to kill him.
But yeah, he is flying down the home stretch here, but Buane is leaving nothing on the table as he's smoking through this GT.
Yeah, Buane has. Buane's execution is usually very top tier. I mean, this gauntlet is no exception.
He's not gonna get his 123 though. That's really disappointing. I thought
Well,
I was gonna witness history.
Dude, he didn't even get boots until like hour and like 10 minutes in. Like, how are you expected to make up that?
We didn't need them. He could have skipped the whole dungeon.
Alright, dazedcloud.
He's got boots, so he could have saved time here and hovered Moldom, and he didn't.
Yes. I mean,
What's
you
the
clearly
point?
can't get a 123 in that case, so.
What's the point?
Alright, so it looks like Daze is sick and tired of these bedrocks getting in his way, so I certainly don't blame him for wanting to take the alternate Super Bunny route up to Death Mountain.
You could have just casted Quake too and killed all of them.
Oh, but I mean, that's his
like,
time.
that'll teach you. Some things are more important than time.
Well, you know, maybe dazedcloud's just more pacifist, right? You know, he doesn't have to take vengeance. You know, he just leaves the wildlife alone and just, you know, takes the,
If there's
takes
anything
the high
that
road.
deserves vengeance, it's a dead one. Looks like we have a 4-cycle Ega 1 here. I think it was like a 1-2-2-1? 1-2-2-1? Yeah, sounds about right. Isn't that?
Alright, that sounds good.
I was wrong. Oh wow, we had a prediction for how many Aga cycles for the first runner.
That was bad.
And after all this praise we've been giving Buane, he literally had the Mafia spit in his ear to tell him to take a dive, and 4 more. It paid out 18% of the people.
You know, maybe Buane will just make it up for his for that. You know, with a really awesome and fast game fight. You know, looks like a good setup here
Honestly,
for the 1-1.
that's not making it up to him. That's more like spitting in their face.
Oh. Alright, let's see.
Everyone's so mad at him now.
Aw. So Daze looks like he's gonna
great.
follow what you know, Buane's routing and GT. So he's gonna pick up his half magic for the climb.
My favorite part about that prediction too is you got to see either who was in on the rigging of that bet or who doesn't believe in Buane as well.
It's very informative. That's the case.
Not too many warps today. Looks like we're getting the early spin too. Maybe Buane wants to go get the arrows from Zebus. No, looks like he's just gonna finish up this race.
Yeah, he stood ridiculously close to both Ganon and the torch. I'm glad he didn't fall.
I winced a little bit there, but you know, I just assumed that everything was okay because he's an expert, and everything was okay because he's an expert.
Yep, we see him get torch clutch, which means so long as you light the left torch before the right one goes out, the right one will never go out. And this is of course pretty, you know, not necessarily important for magic management, but he's gonna be able to have enough time between the left torch going out in order to land some triples.
Excellent Ganon here too, except for that one misspin. He slashed a little bit. He knew that he was going to have an S rank from Clear Mouse's approval there if he didn't miss that spin, but he's going to take the win regardless. Get your GGs to Buane.
Yeah, let's see. Official time of, actually, boys, time is correct. 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 52 seconds. GG's Buane. So he is going to take a 1-0 lead over dazedcloud in this series. So if Buane wins one more race, that is going to be his advancement onto the next stage of brackets. dazedcloud is looking to win this next race, though, so he can have his tournament dream stay alive.
I just got to give a shout out to the person in chat that said that Eastern Palace Clear really paid off. I think we're also joined by Buane too.
I Buane. GG's.
Dude, Eastern Palace clears. What's up?
So thoughts about Eastern Palace? Did you just really like it? You miss NMG?
I couldn't decide what was good and what was not good. Having the bow before going in Eastern seemed like I was just gonna lose time killing Armos, but I did it anyway. I immediately regretted it is the answer, basically. Like, I got halfway there and said, this is really stupid. And
were you just doing it for the pendant? Like that was a conscious
yeah,
decision?
yeah. I knew it was
Okay.
pendant, and I said, well, I knew it was maybe a situation where dazedcloud might not have had the bow. So my instinct was like, okay, let's get this pendant, because our opponent might not have been able to. And then I realized, like, 15 seconds later, oh, this is a really stupid idea. This is a lot of time lost.
Okay.
But I'd already started like going, so you know you can't turn around at that point.
Yeah, no backsies.
Yeah, so it was pretty bad, but my brain was like, you have to do this because you got the bow, and that's not how it works. I'm sorry, brain.
I mean, it was an excellent Armos kill, though. We did point that out.
Thank you. At least I didn't embarrass myself. It's true. Could have been worse.
Your execution in general has been very, very impressive. Certainly this race was no exception.
Were you happy or sad about the boots?
I mean, I guess I'd rather get them than not get them.
Even when you had to do the back at Thieves Town and then they were literally nothing?
Yeah, I know. It would have been nice if it had just at least been required, but you know, look, you found the boots. You can't be too upset about that.
Clemmouse knows you a lot better than I do.
I mean, I was hoping you would find them, you know, before the 11-minute mark. You know, just so we know that Rando then is better than NMG, but no, you had to wait until like an hour and 11 minutes or something like that.
Well, we would have if it would have been, you know, vanilla pendants.
Yeah, exactly. See? We could have been big braining it the whole time. I didn't dislike the seed too much, even without the boots for so long. I thought there were some interesting things to decide on, and, you know, I guess we kind of both overdid the overworld, given that you really didn't need to do very much of the overworld. So that was feeling worse than the no boots part. But I still think there were some, you know, at one point there were like 4 dungeons I could clear, and I was still doing overworld, and it still felt right. I don't know. Kind of interesting. I like the scene.
Yeah.
It wasn't straightforward, obvious choices, and in the end, you did have to kind of get a couple items out of a couple bad spots instead of just like 1 item out of a bad spot. So it wasn't so bad.
I can see why you did Eastern now. You're trying to get silvers.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. I didn't even watch the credits. I'm just seeing it on the stream now.
Yeah, Dazed did not get his hammer when he went into Village of Outcast, with left a really hard isolation on the hook shot, which kind of...
Oh, that's right. Hookshot was there. Ouch.
Yeah. Which locked Kane, it locked Fire Rod.
Yeah,
which
yikes.
also locked your, all the other goodies, so it kind of got a little weird for him.
That is a really
Yeah.
tough spot. You really can't get back to that spot very easily.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it at the time.
Fake flipper into ice, I think, without Kane.
I gotta be honest,
So-
I was thinking about fake flippering through ice, even though I was looking like it was just gonna be flippers going. I was like, I'll just go mode it and think about what I want to do next, because I couldn't decide, like, how bad things were looking. And it's like, I could go to T-Rock, I could do this overworld cleanup and Pyramid Ferry and Pyramid. I could finish Thieves Town, which I've already been in, and I really didn't know which was like the right one out of those bad choices. So I almost fake flippered through ice to give myself more time to think about it.
That would have been perfectly fine. I mean, yeah, you were just looking for flippers at the time, but yeah, just do the dungeon and can run the options. Yeah, that would have.
I think if I was there, I might have opened a couple of the easy chests, hoping to run into boots though, so it would have been a little bit slower.
Oh, okay.
So like, hey, you know, I'll fake flipper through ice and think about it, and maybe, just maybe, we'll get some not required boots while we're in there. But in the end, I just decided I can't decide what the worst option is or the best option, so we'll just finish the overworld and then try our hand at the dungeons. I really don't know. I thought about going right into T-Rock, honestly, but I was having some issues calibrating, like, where is my opponent likely to be, just because the sequencing, you could have just been all over the place with the sequencing in this one and been fine, you know, like justified approaching this in a lot of different ways. So it was hard to tell, like, where's my opponent going to be? When did he do his Dark Death Mountain climb? Would he have gone into T-Rock at that point? Would he have gotten early flippers? If my opponent got early flippers, is that even bad for me? I couldn't really decide, so we just cleared everything, and in the end,
that
it
was
still
the other
worked out.
thing, too. He did Turtle Rock to his first trip up the mountain as well. So, but he didn't have mire yet, so he was going all the way to the back as well.
yeah, that's why I couldn't decide. Like, if I'd come in here, I would have gotten the flippers, but I also would have done most of the rest of the dungeon, and then I would have the flippers, and I'd be going to flipper dungeons, and that would also be bad. So I didn't think it was really going to be that bad wherever I found the flippers. Like, if they're just in Thieves Town, well, I could have had this a long time ago, but if my opponent did it really early, that's not necessarily so bad. So it wasn't one of those things where I felt like I had to make the right call at the end to win. It kind of felt like I could win no matter where the flippers are, and I could lose no matter where the flippers are. So let's just not try to... I couldn't decide about Bombo's Tablet is one thing. I was like, Bombo's Tablet is probably fine to be last location because it's going to be last location for Dazed as well. That was the only thing I was relatively sure about. Now, he doesn't even have the book. I'm looking at Restream. So he didn't have the book. So he didn't even do Pyramid Fairy. So if he had done Pyramid Fairy, it probably would have been last location Bombo's Tablet for him too. So at least that was the only thing I was confident in. I was like, Bombo's can't be correct. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do everything else.
I think your read was really good. I mean, like, doing Thieves Town too, maybe defensively. If you had thought that at the time, it was definitely correct, given the circumstances of the seed, because he had, at that point, running around looking for the hook shot, he was like, I mean, I have to do Thieves, you know, what else am I supposed to do?
Yeah, there's like those items like mirror and flippers, especially when they're your go mode item, you don't really mind about backtracking and playing defensively a little bit, because you're, you know, okay, yes, I could have had these 20 minutes ago, but I don't save that much time if I had them 20 minutes ago, so it's not so bad to find them here. It's much worse to, like, go all in, like, oh, well, if flippers are there, I've lost, and that's, like, almost never the case. So, you know, the end of the seed was kind of straightforward, but I really liked the early and mid-game parts of it. It was pretty interesting. And, hey, we got a sword and escape, so it can't have been that bad of a seed.
Yeah, so we are joined. Yeah, we're joined by dazedcloud. GG's on your finish.
Oh, stupid hook shot.
Yo, GG, man.
Hey, GG, Buane. Like, the moment I saw that hook shot, I went, I have done bad things. I'm dead. And then when I got and so then I'm you know, going through the game, because I had already done Thieves Town before I got the hook shot, right? And so I go to Thieves Town, I get the boots, and I'm going, oh, maybe Desert is boots locked, and I can save myself there. And it's like, no, Desert's not boots locked. Okay, maybe it's on Big Key's on the torch. No, it's not on the torch. Okay, yeah, you're really dead. I was also kind of hoping, like, maybe Mirror was going to be on, like, Laser Bridge or something, and Buane was going to take those flippers and just going to go, yeah, you know what, I'm going to go and do other things. I mean, I was grasping at straws at that point. I mean, I was going up against him, knowing that pretty much I was going to have to not mostly God route after a point and not make any sort of big mistakes. At least not make any sort of big mistakes. And then the moment that I just basically last location that hook shot, it was just like, yeah, and I'm dead. So.
Yeah, that was pretty much definitely one of the nails in the coffin too, unfortunately. Because after that, like, yeah, Buane had a pretty good direction where to go, you know, up until that last piece, which was kind of going to be tough for everybody, so.
Yeah, I mean, I did fake flipper into ice there, trying to see, like, okay, is there, you know, trying to basically spike something, because I was running out of things to do. And I was figuring, okay, well, if I fake flipper into ice as well, I can get some information. And then that just, the item placement in there was just terrible. It wasn't like a quick ice. It was just like, okay, you got to go up here, you got to go down, you got to go to Ice T to get the big key to get to the third item. And it's just like, oh, okay, this was not a good play.
And doing it without hook, fire rod, and cane was just so much slower too.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was gambling at that point.
No,
I
I
was,
mean it was a play, and you were the first to make that play. So if it paid off, like you definitely would have been very well rewarded. But yeah, there was no reward to be had there this year,
No.
unfortunately.
I think I got a grand total of like 21 rupees out of it, or 321 rupees or something. I was like, oh, that's not useful.
And a heart piece.
Oh, and a heart piece. Yeah, I mean, the heart piece is good. But I mean, yeah, I mean, just GG's to Buane. I mean, coming into this, I knew that I was going to be up against it, and expected result happened. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, sometimes it just comes down to one thing you did or didn't do. Don't sell yourself short. Everybody who's in this top 64 can absolutely beat anybody else in the top 64. Just, for the average rando player is so good these days, forget about the above average rando player, which everyone in this tournament is. So we got another game left at least, and it should be a fun one.
I'll try to make it interesting.
Earlier, I mean, I don't know how early your boots were. I did eventually get the boots, but if we could get another sword and escape and a little bit earlier boots, then I'll take that any day. But
yeah, me too.
Really, just no blue cane in escape, and it's gravy from there.
I believe you got your boots at 72 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen worse. I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah. Probably seen better too.
Yeah, but hey, you take what you can get. It's rando.
That was 6 GG's. It really actually was pretty exciting to see, the divergence and all of that. It just, hook shot locked like everything, so it got a little messy there at the end.
No, I mean, like, the fact that, like, Days, you didn't go visit Wireshed for the hammer so early, like, it didn't have to be that punishing, right? Because hammer does unlock a lot of stuff, right? But it just happens to be that the thing that you needed was hammer pegs.
Realistically, yeah, it didn't even give you that much. It was just hammer pegs and, like, finishing pod. Right. And checking, like, the Thieves Town big chest. It's not like it was that big of an item, but that also kind of made it, like, a little bit just more weird because all of the gross things that were on the table, like, you ended up going to those first, which, made perfect sense. It was just a unfortunate sequencing.
I mean, it's rando. What are you going to do, I mean, it's like you make a decision between, okay, I'm just going to go through Outcast here, because I didn't really want to go down to Mire Shade. It's only, it's 2 items. I think by that point, I had no way of getting into Mire anyway. I had no way of completing Mire, so I was kind of like, later. Whoops. It happens. But yeah, I'll try to make game 2 a little bit closer if I can. And hopefully try to take one off of Buane. I'm now 3. I'm now 0-3 against him in the tournaments. So I'm gonna try to at least get one off of him.
When did you play him last?
I was in his group in the last tournament, and that was my very first.
Okay.
Yeah, the last big tournament there, and I got first game. I remember the first game just getting destroyed, and then the second game, I think we had an ice rod on like left side swamp or something like that. And I mean, I kind of want. I mean, I always enjoy playing him just because you have to do your absolute best. You can't dick around. Yeah, you have to bring it there, and didn't go my way.
Yeah, these tournaments are so fun.
Oh yeah,
having like real is different than ladder, right? It's like the spotlight is on, like all of the pressure. Maybe not pressure, but you got a lot on the line. We're all playing.
was judging you the whole time.
Yep. What?
I got so many chest turns. I hope that she noticed. Is all I've got to say.
I
Oh, we didn't see any.
What?
Jeez. But yeah, it's so much fun to play in these. It's a lot of fun. That's all I can say. It's a lot of fun. That's why we keep doing it. That's why we keep coming back. And we had a sick group that last tournament days. Like that was a stacked group we had. I remember that.
dear God, yeah. I
Yeah.
just remember looking at that group and going like, yeah, I'm probably not getting out of this one.
Nowadays, it feels like all the groups and all the events that we do are always stacked. So you got guys who've been playing this game 4 years. It's it's tough. It's tough to make it. The person who comes out of the tournament, just like has been the case for the last 2 or 3 or maybe even all of the tournaments. It's just the guy that gets luckiest, or maybe the person who goes the longest without getting unlucky. Like, there's not a lot differentiating the best player in these brackets from the worst player in these brackets. We're all pretty close, and most of us have been playing for a very long time. We've seen a lot of things, have seeds that go well for us and have seeds that don't go well for us, and we just kind of throw it all into a hopper and pull out random numbers, and sometimes they're in our favor, and sometimes they're not. There's not much we can do about it.
A very powerful magic 8-ball is a good recommendation.
Should I finish Eastern Palace? Ask again later.
No.
Oh, damn.
Outlook unnecessary.
Oh, right. Wait, what happened?
Is mirror on Laser Bridge? Oh.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I meant to ask. Boy, what happened in Hera? Yeah, like you did, like.
I was so confused.
That was a code or something.
I don't know
I
why. Like, a very good, for some reason, I don't even really remember the exact coordinates for this, but I got a very good Hera pot, and then I couldn't remember if I had to hit the floor tile or not. And I was trying. It didn't look correct either way that the floor was. So I really had to stop for a second and be like, how does it work in NMG? And I was like, okay.
Boots back.
it didn't look right. I was like, this doesn't look right. I have to hit the switch. And then I hit the switch. I was like, this definitely doesn't look right. How do I get back out? And that was eventually how I realized, it has to be like this. Because if it's not like this, I can't get out. So eventually I got it, but I don't really know what happened to my brain there.
Get my man his boots back, man. It's only funny to me too, because I know exactly what you're talking about. I completely understand that.
The other thing, I'm talking about, everybody's playing this game for 4 years. We've all done the dumbest stuff on restream in every room in the game at this point. So it's kind of what brings the community together is you watch a restream, that guy's doing something dumb. I know how that feels.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes, that's very true. So GG's, when's your game 2?
We have it scheduled for Saturday night, same time, Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we put it in prime time for everybody to watch. That that's the plan.
I mean, it's
a
gonna be
good
really
plan.
good to watch, yeah.
Anything else you want to add? Say?
No, just GG today's. Looking forward to the next one, and thanks Zach, thanks Clear Mouse for the comms. Should be a fun one to listen back to. Everybody else who's hanging around. I saw the people who,
no promises.
I loaded up I loaded up the stream after I'd finished to watch the end, and I saw people gambling their channel points away on AGA 2, and I don't know who's predicting me to have a good AGA 2 fight, but you all deserved to lose your points. That's all I have to say.
I feel like you knew about that prediction before your performance somehow. And I'm not sure how you knew, but I feel like you knew.
Twitch.tv/Buane/videos. Pick a video and scroll to the AGA 2 fight, and you're going to see the same stuff.
Okay. So all those people that picked 4 or more were actual Super Buane fans.
Yeah, exactly. If you were a Buane fan, you would have known. Exactly. But yeah, just GG days. Looking forward to the next one, and however many more might be left in the tournament, they'll be fun. You just try to have fun with it and don't take it too seriously. That's been working for me.
Yeah, just GG. Right back at Buane there. GG's there. Thanks, Clear Mouse. Thanks, Zach. This is I'm gonna watch this back because you guys will probably be having me cracking up the entire time here. Thanks, Drossi, for the restream and track and all of that good stuff. And yeah, see you Saturday.
GG, see you Saturday. Huh? I've got nothing here to add at the end. Clear Mouse, want to cap us off?
Yeah,
the floor is yours.
Yeah, no, thanks, Zach. Thank you, Buane and Days, for this was a really fun race to watch and to commentate for. So I'm really glad that this was able to happen. And of course, thanks to SpeedGaming for allowing us to host the tournament. I don't think there are any more races going on. I think there's one going on. I think right now, SpeedGaming 2, F. Coughlin versus In the Name of DT. That probably is going to be the last one. Definitely check the schedule. There's going to be a lot more random races tomorrow. And of course, come back and watch Days versus Buane round 2 on Saturday, 8:40. Don't have a channel yet, but definitely keep your eyes out. Until then, have a great night. See you next time.